Hi, I'm Greta, and today I'd love to introduce you to our game Punzel. In this game, you can experience what it actually feels like being a princess waiting for her prince. Spoiler alert, it's boring. Occasionally, there is a shimmer of hope, immediately followed by disappointment. Thus, she is stuck in the Overlord's castle, guarded by his goblins. What we can see here is basically us trying to use as little words and explication as possible to kind of show the players what, where Punzel is at and what is happening. So basically, this is her current habitat, where you can find Punzel. And then her occupation is pretty boring, which, I've always been wondering about. What do, those princesses do all day long? And I actually enjoyed the Rapunzel, the Tangled intro very much. But the difference between Rapunzel in Tangled and Punzel is that Punzel has to live an even more frugal lifestyle. You can see her room is pretty empty. There's a table, and you can see this thing, which is part of her clothing line. So she's the proud owner of 3 dresses that all look the same. And yeah, she has a bed, so she can sleep, and that's about it. Every day she can interact with the goblins as they give her food. Unfortunately for her, there are no weapons conveniently lying around. But luckily, the whole tower is full with living beings that you can befriend and socially interact with. Let's open the door, or try to, find a way. Yeah, so there are several ideas in this thing. So how I came up with Punzel, this I explained now. The core gameplay is based on another idea. Let's say hello. Yeah, let's not get frustrated. So basically, a part of me felt that I became a bit more pacifistic over the years. And I realized that it just fighting mechanics started to frustrate me in games. Now, I don't have anything against them. Of course, they're, I have been as addicted to RPGs and Final Fantasy and grinding type games. But the game designer inside of me just felt that it's a little bit... Part of me felt that it gets old, at least for me. So I was wondering if there is any other possibility to fill up a game with interesting stuff. And I realized that to me, it wasn't easy for me to interact with people when I was younger because I just stepped on toes. I felt like I was often failing in social interactions, and I didn't know why. And the only way this changed was once I started to observe and really start to think about social interactions like a kind of gameplay, and constantly analyzing everything I did, scanning how my opposite reacts, and then trying to act or readjust accordingly. And after a while, it just mapped in my brain how similar those two things are. A fighting mechanic where you choose, do you want to use fire or ice or electricity, or do you want to choose, am I going with a compliment? Am I going with an insult? Am I going to stand my ground? Am I going to, move backwards? Okay, now we have even more options, right? The interaction before was kind of like the tutorial social interaction. In the central position, you could basically wave your hand, being the implication for saying hello. Then if you go onto the back position, you can raise your hands, which is the gesture for I'm giving up, like don't, you don't have to fear me, right? Because you're showing your hands are up, you can't use them to pull a weapon or something. So when you do that with the goblin, he finds it funny because he in contrast to Gergor, who is a little bit older of the two, he feels more, he's your size, and yeah, basically if you show him, hey, I'm almost afraid of you, then that's funny for him, because a part of him is also afraid of you, because he is afraid that he could get in trouble if you run away, right? Your goal is to help Punzel escape. You can do this in a goal-oriented way, or let yourself be distracted by various other activities. We especially hope that you will enjoy all the little feature creeps and Easter eggs we put in this game. Everything that you see in the game has meaning. There is no object in this game that was just placed for decoration. Everything holds information or can be interacted with. Oh yeah, the Overlord bookmark, by the way, will hold, or there is an Easter egg you can collect in the full game, and I very much recommend you to try to collect it, because it ties in with the options menu, where you can disable fart sounds, and I'm not going to spoil any more, but the only reason why this is there is because of this Easter egg. So yeah, and one final feature creep that I'm also going to show you is in the Impressum, where every single person got their own Impressum. So I felt like the absolute minimum that can be done is at least, you know, feature them in the Impressum and give them the opportunity to present their website, their email, anything that they could be contacted by if people like what they see in the game. The game basically combines several ideas. One idea was, can we combine a comic with a game, two things I love equally? So this is why this is a game toon. So it tries to innovate there. The original idea was to bring the webcomic format to games. Like, can we make only 5-minute games, just a little bit of gameplay that we can pull out quickly. That was the original idea, and then of course we feature creeped, and now this is a full-fledged 2-hour gameplay point-and-click adventure. So this did not work, this part of our idea. The second innovation was the core gameplay, which the game very heavily focuses, and in the demo you only get a small taste. Actually, in the later part of the game there are quite some more characters, like not only yeah, okay, I mean, I don't want to spoil you too much if you haven't played the demo yet. There will be a character later of which there will be more variance, so that every time you explore somebody or something new, no social interaction will be exactly the same, but there's also more characters inside the later part of the game than you can see here. Okay, so basically the crow it feels confident enough to be close to you, but not, you know, willing to help you yet. So you kind of need to bribe it a little bit. You should play this game with your headset on. Everything that this game lacks in color is colored via the music and sound effects. So you can hear right now there isn't a background loop or something like that. That is because the game wants to reward you with the music in the moments that, you know, that the music happens. That's why also every single interaction has its unique music. So even, you know, every interaction with this goblin, with Gergor, is different. Or also you can hear that every hovering, every choice you can make when it comes to your gestures or movements has its own little sound effect. You can find the game on Steam, and there is a free demo that you can play. But Punzel is even more than just a game. You can read the webcomics on the website and watch small animations on YouTube and TikTok. We hope that you'll be having loads of fun with the game, and thank you so much for watching.